Joining us is Noah Carvelis, a music teacher at a Tolleson Elementary School and an organizer of Arizona Educators United and the Red for Ed campaign. In just 1 month, Red for Ed has fired up teachers in Arizona, set up a confrontation with the governor over school funding. How did Red for Ed start?
So it really got its basis in social media. So it started with a tweet that Joe Thomas, the association president, put out and said, essentially, are teachers ready to do something? I said, yeah, they're ready to do something. And so he said, can you organize your campus to do a Red for Ed day? I didn't think it would catch on, but it's just grown and grown. And it's shown us one thing, that teachers in Arizona have had enough and they're ready to do anything. So I provided the spark on social media, and now here we are.
So after last week's protest, you presented at the Capitol, you presented a list of demands to Governor Ducey. At the top of that list was a 20% raise for all teachers, a price tag about $600 million. Why 20%?
So that 20% number comes to us because we know that our teachers here aren't leaving to go to the second to worst state in teacher pay or the third to worst state in teacher pay. What's happening is every year we're seeing great colleagues. I've seen in my own school this year, they're going to Utah, they're going to Colorado, they're going to New Mexico because they can make $10,000 more, $15,000 more there. So that 20%, it doesn't quite get us level with that, but it at least puts us in the game, so we can at least be competitive with the rest of the region.
Okay, it's a big ask, though. You realize that?
Yeah.
20% that's unprecedented.
Yeah, and for us, it's we're looking at this, and all of this money has been taken away from us through tax cuts, the money that should have been in the general fund. So I don't feel like we need to apologize for asking what belongs to us. That money belongs to us, and it's been taken away for too long.
We heard one of Governor Doug Ducey's responses at the start of the show. He's working on getting more pay for teachers. He says we're 43rd in the country, not dead last. He's trying to make that point. Do you expect the governor or the legislature to meet your demands?
They need to, because we're going to continue to escalate our actions. Every day you hear stories of teachers who can't afford to have health insurance for their kids, who can't afford to live on their own, who can't afford to live and do the job they love in the state. So we have to see answers. We must see answers.
Okay, escalate. So you have hounded them at a radio station. You've been at the Capitol, big social media campaign. We've seen Red for Ed on campus in a big way.
Yeah.
What does escalating mean? What are the options? Strike?
All options are on the table, and that includes a strike. Our backs are against the wall. We have to do anything that we can to get this done. So that would include a strike. What you're going to see coming up in the next couple weeks here, especially our walk-ins. We believe before we walk out of our schools, we need to walk in with our parents. And so you're going to see a big emphasis on building that community support, because we're not just doing this for teachers. We're doing this for the state of Arizona and for our students. That's what it comes down to.
So you came out of nowhere in the last month to lead this campaign. You're a music teacher, but you're also a campaign manager for Kathy Hoffman, Democratic candidate for school superintendent. And you've been writing online about grassroots organizing, talking about a revolutionary force in American politics that will take back our nation. So what does that mean to you in the context of what you're trying to do here with Red for Ed and Arizona Educators United?
Yeah, so my work has always been really focused on one thing. It's using education in any way possible to alleviate oppression and to fight for the greater good here and make sure our students, and that's part of the reason why I teach, to make sure our students can have a bright future, so that America can get to the place where it needs to be. And here in Arizona, that's what it takes right now, is investing in education, investing in our students, because that's the future. So that's what all my work is really focused upon.
So the clock is ticking. Legislature could close for business in about a month. School is out in less than 2 months. How much urgency do you feel to do something now and get this done before all that happens?
A lot of urgency, and it's because we have 40,000 members now who need to see answers, and not just our members, but every single teacher in the state and educator. Anybody who works in the school needs to see answers. They need to see results, because the bottom line is that they can't afford to live here anymore. They can't afford to do this job, so we need answers quick, and we'll be doing everything we can to bring those.
And last question about a strike. Is anybody putting together a strike fund? Because there is no organized union here that has a strike fund.
So we'll be weighing our options. I think if and when we set a date for that, you'll see that. I have no doubt that we can really pull in money, because we have broad support across the nation. So we're not in a tremendous rush to get the fund established. We'll wait and make sure that we want to take that action and that action wins before we do that.
All right, Noah Carvelis, thanks very much for joining us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
When we come